Yep, he just hit the bird omen. Oh, that was clean. Well, you better.
So it's a power slide putting your hand down?
Yes, 180.
Order! No, I'm in the wigs.
Let's talk about the wigs first.
I can't take you seriously. My life is in your hands. You up there, and every time I look at the wig, it's in a different position. You mean to tell me that you weren't there Wednesday at 9 p.m.? Interesting. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I implore you to, like, man, the wig. I can't even focus on the cage.
Tony Baker.
What's up, man? Jeremiah Watkins.
My name sounds so much better when you say it.
Yo, that name could be, you could be a old West cowboy legend. You could be a black dude.
Oh, yeah.
From Mississippi with that name.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, I wouldn't know what to expect with that name, Jeremiah Watkins.
Yeah, there's a lot of different variables.
Oh,
in play.
man.
A lot of different.
Absolutely.
A lot of different time periods, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Easily 1800s.
Oh, easily. I could have walked into a saloon easily.
Oh, come on. Tough.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen those J.R. Watkins bottles with the old-timey man on it? He's got like a mustache. I mean, that could have been me. That could have been like a forefather or something.
Come on, man. You got to check the family lineage.
Right?
Yes.
Do you, I know you do, obviously you do a lot of voices for animals and stuff like that. Did you have dedicated voices for your kids when they were growing up? Like, did you have, because I've got one that I do for my son, like, because he can't talk, right? He's like 4 months old. So I do one for him that's like a cowboy. Just because I just think it's funny for a baby to be a cowboy. Lineage. It's in my lineage.
You know what I'm saying? I remember doing a certain voice for my firstborn. He was like, "Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy." I used to always talk like that when I was talking, when he was a baby. "Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy. How you doing there, buddy?"
Yeah, I used to always do that. I think I got that from South Park, though. "Thanks for having me, buddy." It's like a variation on one of those cats that I saw in South Park, the movie.
Yeah.
And so I used to always talk like that with him. I feel like I didn't do it with my youngest son. But I probably did.
Probably at some point.
That was the go-to. Hey, buddy. You just hold him.
I pick my son up and I'm like, "How you doing, Dad? It's nice to see you." He's just like all like chubby and like, makes no sense. "How you doing?"
And I always held my kids at a distance just in case, just right here.
I stopped wearing shirts because I get like the amount of shirts that have been just done.
Just, and they wait till you hold them tight, hold them close. You feel that hot shoulder.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they got you.
I just was at we took the baby to his first wedding over the weekend, and not that I was in fancy clothes or anything, but like I had khakis on, so for me that's a big deal. That's a big deal for me.
Come on, for
like as a comedian.
Oh, come on. Khakis?
Khakis? Are you serious?
That's a tux.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel. Like anytime I put on khakis, I'm like, all right, where are we going tonight? So I went to a wedding in khakis, and before the end, like by the end of the night, he had gotten my shirt.
Oh my God.
And he got my khakis too. He found a way, like I held him and then he like maneuvered it where he got like the drip line down the khakis. And I was like, okay, well that's some talent right there.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna get those khakis.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get them.
I know.
That's a long trip.
I know. I'm a long guy. Yeah. Like it's crazy.
To get to the khakis? Baby had a load.
He did.
Man, that's a load.
He had a mouth load.
He was living it up at the wedding.
He was going for it.
Man.
Yeah. So we danced with him for the first time too. And he dance to ABBA, the Dancing Queen song.
Uh-huh.
And I told my wife, like, we have like video footage of that. And I told her, I go, you know, if he turns out gay, this is his origin story, right?
This is it.
Like, it's documented.
Dancing Queen?
Dancing Queen?
Come on, man.
At that young?
Oh, that's a great song, by the way.
It's a great song.
Like, I love hearing that in like movies, like in the background or whatever. I'm like, yo, great song.
Oh, it's a vibe, for
They
sure.
didn't do California Dreaming, did they? That's not them, is it? That's not ABBA.
Is that Mama and the Papas?
Mama and the Pop.
Yeah, California
That's
Dreaming.
another just a dope
It is.
song because the voices in those songs sound kind of like, not like ghosts, but like kind of haunting and like maybe like some sirens or something like that.
Those oldies songs, there's something creepy about them.
Yeah.
Because in horror movies, I don't know if you notice, like, if they slow down, it can be any oldie song. If they slow it down just a little bit,
Creepy.
it's so scary.
Every
And then
time.
you add little kids singing that, you're just like, get me out of here.
Kids ruin everything in the horror movies, man. Kids playing, oh, forget it. It's the scariest thing of all time. You know what I noticed too? Like, I live close to a school, and whenever I walk past the school and the kids are out there recess or whatever, I always hear kids scream every time.
Yeah.
No matter what they're doing, they just getting out of school. It's recess. I always hear a high pitch, like. But when I was in recess, I feel like we never screamed. But when you hear the kids that play in a group, you always hear that random high pitch.
Yeah.
You
It's
don't
like
know if
maybe
it's a
we blocked
boy
it
or
out.
girl.
I don't know.
Every time it's a group of them. I'm like, man, who's doing the screaming?
Who's the kid who's always screaming in that
Yeah,
group?
it's one kid. He hasn't aged. He's in every school everywhere at once.
Because I feel like if you screamed like that, then recess would be shut down when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like if like there was that high pitch, like,
Like, what y'all doing out there? It's like roller coaster level screamage at recess.
Yeah.
So, like, what are you doing?
it's like, what is going on that is like making you scream like that?
right, jump rope,
There's no way.
hopscotch. Come on, man. The scream was too, but I always hear it.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, every time I'm damn near undefeated walking past schools and not hearing the scream. But then I thought back to me as a kid, and we were on the merry-go-round. This kid Charles Heath screamed because the merry-go-round that's a death trap.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, and they
you get it spinning and stuff.
Oh, it was at top speed.
If you ever try to hop off or hop in,
Oh.
you're just gonna get annihilated. Yeah.
Concussions,
Yep.
they were getting obliterated.
Yeah.
And Charles Heath, he was hanging on for dear life. And you ever get so scared you just kind of shut down. You know those scenes in Saving Private Ryan where they just like, and then they just start looking around.
They're in
and
shock.
The dude's looking for his arm, and you just like, Tom Hanks is taking it in. I was just taking it in like slow motion. I was looking at Charles
So
Heath
Private
scream.
Heath was in the
That
trenches.
was my Private Ryan moment. He
Yeah.
was just screaming like, it was kind of inaudible, like, and he had cupcake residue in his mouth because he was holding a snack. I'll never forget that image, man.
So what happened? Did he fly off? Did he stay on? Like, did he
I
wait?
flew off.
You flew off.
Yeah, so Charles was the last image before I gave way.
You're like, he's still there to this day. So he's still holding
He
on.
made it.
Yeah.
He lived to the end, man.
Well, that's kind of like the thing. Like, I don't know if you ever rode skateboards or anything. You have to make that decision when you're going down a hill. When it starts wobbling, you're
Oh,
like,
my
do I
God.
jump off now, or do I try to ride it out and then run it out?
Right.
And I've gotten hurt badly both ways. I've tried to stay on. I'm like, I can ride this out. And then I
Yeah.
try to outrun it. And then I just fall over my feet. And then other times I'll jump off and then just instantly start somersaulting.
Which one did you do more often?
I tried to jump off and outrun it.
Okay.
And it would, maybe I should have stayed on. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
But it was, yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know you skated. First, I don't know how skateboarders, I don't know how y'all do what y'all do. You got to be fearless.
Well, I'm going to exclude myself from that group because I'm not good.
Okay.
But like, I have mad respect for people who skate like legitimately.
Because
Like-
they be getting towed up.
Well, it's crazy to me that this is the first year that just like men's skateboarding and stuff got added to the Olympics. Like
Did it?
after all these years, They had vert competitions and stuff like that, but they never had like flatland tricks and rails and all that stuff. And I'm like, that stuff is super dangerous too. That should be an Olympic sport. That first year of it happening this year.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
It definitely should be in there because the skill set is amazing.
You have to be such an athlete.
Oh my God, man. I don't know how.
The jumping and just the physicality.
The jumping, the physicality, the timing.
Yeah.
You got to have, like, when I see people do an ollie or whatever, and they know when to come back down and how to flip it. I'm just like, how do you know when to do this? It's amazing, man. I'm like, I had the utmost respect for skaters. Because, the accidents.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
What were your sports?
I played football in ninth grade.
Yeah.
I played football, and
I'm wearing this is a shirt from my 8th grade football team.
Oh, see?
That still fits me.
Yeah, you play football?
Not well, but I did.
You play?
Yeah,
Were you tall then?
I was.
You a wide receiver?
Mm-hmm.
That's what my son played.
Yeah, wide receiver, and then I'd occasionally be tight end. But
Okay. Yeah. I played. I was on defense. I was guard, tackle. Sometimes they had me a nose tackle. That was my favorite position.
Yeah.
Nose tackle, because you lined up right with the center.
Oh yeah.
And you can go right for the quarterback. I love it. But yeah.
Were you good at getting sacks?
You know, I don't think I got a sack. I got close a couple times, but I was never able to curl it over and connect. One of those late ones where they already threw it and then you just in there trying to look good. Like, and I was after the ball.
I'm a playmaker.
Right. You know, but I never got a real sack.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a real sack. Just to say that.
Just let the audience know.
My sack is real.
His sack is real.
But my football sack.
He's got kids.
Yeah, you know, I got 2 kids, you know what I'm saying? But I got a vasectomy.
Did you?
Yeah.
When did you get a vasectomy?
I got a vasectomy last month. Oh, wait, June.
How was it scary going into it?
Yes. I was scared, man. I was like, because I didn't know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always think the worst. Anything surgical.
Well, you think when you hear vasectomy, you're like, okay, they're going to put me under.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be out for like a week.
Yes.
But it's all in office.
In office, fully awake.
Yeah.
No putting under. 30 minutes.
Was there pain after the fact?
There
during?
was some discomfort after the fact. I kept frozen vegetables on it.
Gotcha.
To keep it from swelling up.
Yeah.
And then my issue was the healing process was getting a little yucky. You know what I mean?
Sure,
like, you know, because they stitch you up.
You got to clean it and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
and that's like that skin down there. That's not meant to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all like it doesn't heal like an arm where it's just like a scratch and then like it. You know, the skin is just like okay, we'll fix it.
It was all of it. And then you got to be gentle with the cleaning, you know, process because it's your balls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they all like, you know, swollen and stuff like that. But it wasn't too bad. And then when I would do my walks, because I walk every day, biblically, like I walk miles. And so when I did my first little walks, it was kind of uncomfortable down there.
Sure.
Yeah. But it wasn't bad.
Okay.
Yeah. And then right after that, I caught COVID. Finally.
Oh yeah, I saw you post about that.
Yeah, COVID was like, I got you
on the tail end.
Man, finally, I've been looking for you. And yep, caught it. So I couldn't even go in to do my because after you have a vasectomy, they got to make sure that the pipes are clean. Because whatever you got locked and loaded in there previously, you could still cause a pregnancy.
So
you got to go in. You got to do samples 2 different times. You got to do 2 weeks before.
So you have to like go in
appointment.
a cup and again for them or what?
You say what?
You have to like go in a cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 times.
2 times.
And then
to
I go
really
in.
cleanse it all out.
Yeah, they want to make sure. Like, you know, I set the appointment and then, you know, you go 2 weeks before the appointment and then 1 week before the appointment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they check those. So I had to postpone those. So I haven't been yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so. Yep.
Wow.
Snip, snip.
Snip, snip.
Snip, snip.
Snip, snip.
Yeah, man.
You sent me a handful of music artists that I just asked Tony. I was like, what name some of your favorite musicians. I want like a ballpark, an idea for the show because sometimes I'll do music with the guests on the show. And you said, can it be rap? I said, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I had an idea that I thought could be fun of 2 characters who are in an Outkast cover band.
Okay.
But they only know the choruses to a few songs. But they swear that they're super fans.
Right.
But they only know 3 choruses of 3 Outkast songs. So they have to keep the party going with just the choruses because that's all they know.
Yeah, they don't know the meat.
They don't know the meat. They don't know the verses, the bridges, and stuff like that.
It's just the bread.
So it's basically a small medley of rotation of songs.
All right.
Thank you for coming out tonight to Outkast with a C.
Yeah.
My name is Stevan.
And I'm Mildred.
And we have your favorite Outkast songs in the world that we're going to play tonight.
Yeah.
You ready to get funky out there, Mildred?
Come on, man. Let's do it. I stay ready. Here we go. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize 1,000,000,000 times. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize 1,000,000,000 times.
Let me do the solo part right here.
Yeah, come here with the.
Hey, yes, keep it going. Hey, 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 yeah. Hey, yeah. Oh, there it is. Hey, yeah. You guys know the words?
Come on now.
Hey, yeah. Hey. I know you like to thank your shit nose dame, but lean a little bit close. See, the roses really smell like boo boo boo. Yeah, roses really smell like boo boo boo. That's all we got.
All right. Outkast.
Outkast with a C.
We also do cable installations.
Let us know if you need internet or in-ground cable work.
Yeah, we do that.
Because we'll be there. And we'll be there anytime you need us.
Oh, anytime, depending on where you live.
There's a Venmo barcode on the edge of my piano. If you want to come up and scan it.
Nobody's coming up. Nobody's.
We sang 3 classic Outkast songs.
Top to bottom, front to back.
Top to bottom, the whole thing.
Front to back. And y'all not giving us the just due.
Okay.
Let's pack the van up, man.
Okay, yeah,
let's get the hell up out of here before they turn on us.
So Tony.
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna pay you a compliment, and I hope that you take this as a compliment. But I feel like, and I mean this with 100% respect, I feel like you are one of the most underrated comics in LA.
Oh, thanks, man. I'll take it.
And
thank you.
Why I say that is I've had to follow you, and I've had to occasionally bring you up at the store for years. And I always felt like you should be going up earlier in the night. And I've been starting to see that a little bit more lately.
Yeah.
And it's been amazing to see.
Thanks, man.
Because I've just seen what you've done with your career, and I just have mad respect for your work ethic and like what you put into, because I like, for anybody who makes any kind of videos, the amount of content that you are doing a day, bro.
Yeah.
People on the outside, I don't think really fully understand what goes into that.
Yeah.
Like, by you doing that many videos a day, it's so much work. And then stand up on top of that. And then you put out your own special that you put Tony Baker and Friends, which I rented and I loved.
Oh, thanks, man.
I love all you guys. And yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way, because that's something that get it out of the way. I had to get that out of the way. Then we'd be silly again. But no, I wanted to pay you that compliment, just because, you know, as fellow comics, like sometimes we don't get to tell each other And often
Right.
because we're passing so much, and in the back halls, it might be like too much and be like, hey man, I think you know what I mean?
Right.
But in a podcast setting, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to say it and
We got the time to
be able to
absorb
speak
it
my
and-
mind. So
Thank you, man. I
Yeah, man.
appreciate it though, man.
yeah, it's cool to see.
We've been rocking together for years, man. I've been
know.
seeing your growth, and then it was like, and you had such a unique style. I was just like, this guy, as long as he doesn't give up, you know, because we've seen comedians
Dude,
disappear,
we've
come back
seen
and quit,
Phenomenal comedians
disappear,
disappear.
and it was
They're
like,
booked all the time,
yep,
but they don't have that extra. They don't have that hunger to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they don't get the shine that they thought that they were going to fast enough,
Right.
and then they just peter
Yep.
out.
yep.
But
But for us, it's like, because I remember we did Just for Laughs together. Remember we were both out there at the same time. You
Yep.
guys were doing the roast battle.
yeah,
And I can't remember if that was I think I've been twice. And I think you guys were there maybe the first time I went.
mm-hmm.
And I was just like, man, Jeremiah's here, you know, doing Montreal. You know, as comedians, that's a good look.
It's interesting the ways that I've gotten things. You mentioned my unique style. I haven't, because of that, I haven't gotten anything the conventional route. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It took me, by the time I got my new faces,
Uh-huh.
I had already been to Montreal 4 years.
Wow.
And literally I had people coming up to me that were like, why are you doing new faces? I was like, because nobody knows my stand-up.
Got
I
you.
want to be seen as a stand-up. They're
Yeah.
like, aren't you like, haven't you been here? I'm like, I haven't been here with my stand-up. So
Uh-huh.
that's why I kept showcasing
Nice.
every year. And I was like, no, I want it. Like, I love doing that other stuff, but,
Yeah.
but I'm stand-up.
Mhm.
Like, I want you guys to see the material
Right.
as well, you know?
Mhm.
Because that's important to us at the end of the day. Like,
Absolutely. That's what it's all about.
The other shows, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I was doing those shows once a night a week, and I'm like, I'm doing stand-up the 7 nights a week. I want
Yeah.
you to see that.
Man, how'd it go when you did it?
You know what?
Because Montreal, let's be real, Montreal is tough.
There's a lot
in
of
my
pressure.
opinion,
There's a lot of pressure.
it's pressure, and the crowds, to me, well, at least in my experience, they're tough out there. Like they'll give it up, but like I saw one show. It was for the LOL network, and it was like a
It's
show.
like a TV taping, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
show full of hitters too, and the
Yep.
crowd was room temp. I was just like,
How frustrating is that when you see killers? You're like, if they're not getting anything, well, what am I? Well,
come on, man.
am I
was-
supposed to be the guy who's rallied the troops and get them?
Oh,
I love that though. That in the back of our mind, no matter how bad the room is, like there's something in every comic's mind. They're like, I'm gonna get them.
yeah, I'm gonna get him with this. Yeah,
There's like always that faint,
yep.
you know,
that little sprinkle
that
of hope.
little bit of hope that you're like, I can get them.
I can turn him.
I can turn them.
Yeah,
This is my night.
this is it.
Yeah.
And you go up there and take the cold L. Ron Hubbard.
Did you have good sets out there?
My sets were cool. In my opinion, they were just okay.
Gotcha.
Like didn't do bad, but it was just like good, like a B minus.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So in my opinion, I was just like, man, I didn't walk away feeling like I murdered it up. You know?
So did you feel like you got stuff out of Montreal like after it was all said and done? Do you think?
Not really.
So- Because for me, I had the first set that I had was in like the big theater, and it was one of the best showcases I've ever had in my life.
Oh, nice, beautiful.
And the second one, like hardly any industry came to it, and I had like a pretty good set, and I
Okay.
was kind of like, whatever. Like everybody was at that other one.
Yeah.
And I got nothing out of it. It was one of those things where I think that the years that the Montreal, like, regardless of the groups that they have, I think they have in mind the casting people, whatever their flavor is that year, they
Yeah.
go in like looking for certain things. And like, I just wasn't their flavor. Like I killed,
Yeah.
but I wasn't the flavor that were like, here, let's have some meetings. You know what I
Right.
mean? So like everybody's like, that set was amazing.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
Oh man.
But I was like, you know,
Right.
whatever. At least I don't have to showcase for Montreal every year now.
No. You're done. You killed it. You did what you were supposed to do. That's the main thing. Like I would much rather do what I was supposed to do. Like walk away feeling like, all right, I did what I could. I delivered.
Right.
I smashed. And then the rest is, you know, if the industry didn't, for whatever, because you never know, you'll stress yourself out trying to think about what they were thinking or what their agenda was. So it was just like, so at the end of the day, I just look at the set itself and just be like, well, I did my thing.
That's all we can do.
That's all we can do.
Yeah. Otherwise, we drive ourselves insane.
Oh my God.
You just stew on it.
Yeah. And then you know, we can always go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just cool. It's
They'll
like,
always
well, now
go
we've done
back.
it. It's like, okay.
As soon as they open back up, are they back?
I think they're doing like a Cancun one this year or something.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Getting fancy.
Yeah, I know, right? Changing it up.
Wow. Invite me to that.
Yeah, get me out of the Cancun
Oh, the
gig.
Cancun? That's eyebrow raise.
Right?
Where you going? Cancun. Ooh.
Yeah, no. Nobody ever goes to Cancun that there isn't some kind of like money or free trip one or something like attached to it.
Right.
Nobody casually is just like, oh, I'm going to Cancun.
Right.
It's like, I'm going to Cancun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how'd you get with that? Well, you know, I got free coupons.
I have a connection through my work.
Yeah, you know, I work for Comcast. And,
Yeah.
It would give an employee of the month a trip to.
I laid 1 million yards of cable.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cancun.
Cancun.
Yeah. I've never been to Cancun.
Me neither.
Yeah.
My mom and dad went when we were, I think that was a last ditch effort for their marriage.
Mm-hmm. They got divorced?
They got divorced. I think that was, you know what I mean? I think that was like one of those, now then in hindsight, I'm like, it was around the time when they were having their issues and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, I think this was like, let's see if we can repair this.
Let's just go to Cancun, see if we can work through this, and let's just see how it goes.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And, you know, eventually, you know, it puts a temporary Band-Aid on a problem, and then you go back to life, and then you're like, oh, no, we still have issues with each other.
We still, you know, there's no fun and sun right here.
Yeah.
It's real right here.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Kansas.
Kansas.
City on the Kansas side.
Okay. All right. It's funny how they beef over there.
It's so weird.
It's
exhausting.
Man, when I did the Kansas City Improv on the Missouri side, and I asked the crowd, I was like, man, what's the beef about? Because I didn't know Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri were right next to each other.
They border each other.
And I blew my head off.
It's separated by the state line. It's so weird. So different jurisdictions of certain rules and stuff,
Right.
and different cities, like one's more lax than the other. It's real. Yeah, it's just different.
It was crazy, and I was just like, in Kansas City, Missouri, people feel like we're the true Kansas City, but I was like, wait, well, hold on. Kansas, the city is named after Kansas.
Right.
So Kansas should be like, no, it's our city. Y'all just came in and took
Missouri was biting off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Missouri City should be yours.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
This is Kansas City over here. And then they would sit, the crowd was like,
oh, no. They're not happy about it. Like, you calling that out, like I on my special, I talked about it because I accidentally said during the special that we were in Kansas. I forgot that we were in Missouri because it was literally a block or two from Kansas, and people kept yelling out, "We're in Missouri! We're in Missouri!" I'm like, "What the?" I had to stop the show. I was like, "Oh, all right, like easy." Like I riffed on the situation because people were losing their minds about it. Yeah.
dang, it's serious beef
It's
over
serious
there.
beef.
Barbecue beef. Yeah.
Yeah, pulled pork.
Come on, Kansas
The ribs,
City now.
beef ribs, everything.
Yeah, but that was eye opening, man. I was like, wow, that is okay.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to have like rivals like within.
Mm-hmm. It's so close.
I know.
That's how it always is, though. The closer the rivals, the more intense it is. In a lot of cases,
Yeah.
like Chicago and Green Bay, pretty close.
Did you have that growing up?
I hate Green Bay, man.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
I hate Green Bay. You know, with a passion. It's
Yeah.
passionate hate. It's just built in. You know. But I would love it if Aaron Rodgers came to the Bears. But, you know.
Right. That's probably not going to happen.
It's not good. It would be nice, but yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Come on, man.
Yeah, just come on.
But that'd be the ultimate, like, you know, fuck you to Green Bay. If he's unhappy with Green Bay.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be ultimate. To go over there and sleep with the rival.
I mean,
Aaron Rodgers, man, come on.
Come on, what are you doing?
Come on.
Yeah, man, it's been a minute since I've actually done my show Stand Up on the Spot, but you were always great at doing Stand Up on the Spot when I'd have you. It's such a fun way to see your mind work in the moment. That's why I love seeing the way different comics approach getting thrown a suggestion and then see their process kind of like break down the word or expression or whatever. And yeah.
I love that show, man. How long are you doing that show? Because it's been a while.
Dude, I've been doing that. I mean, with this fall would have been like 11 years. Of doing it around LA.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that show because I'm a big fan of just going off the cuff.
Yeah.
Like that's just how I do comedy. Like, you know, I had to discipline myself to stick to a set list once I started touring.
I need to get better about that.
Yeah,
because,
it's hard.
It's hard because it's so fun to riff and do crowd work.
My God.
It's so fun.
It's the best.
But the problem is if you do it too much, then you're not honing your material.
Exactly.
And then you're not getting closer to a special or something like that. So I have to sometimes discipline myself, like, all right, one show out of the weekend, I really need to do more material. You know what I mean? And then, like, I need to work on some stuff.
Right.
And that's what I try to do.
Yeah. Going on tour, I did the Real Comedians social media tour for 2 years, and Kev on stage was just like, tell him, if you're doing a different set every night, how you gonna know what you did in what city when you come back? And I was like, and that my head exploded, my head just blew up, and there was just a body standing there jiggling. I was like, you're right.
Yeah.
And so that made me do a set list for the tour. So every city I would do the same set.
Oh, wow.
So then when I come back,
You know
I already
exactly
know
what you did.
I can't do any of these jokes because I did them
You
there.
just saw my eyes, like, do the same thing.
Man.
I was like,
That's when it hit me. Because when we first started the tour, I was all over the place with
course.
material. I was just like,
oh, let me try this new stuff, this old stuff.
I was all over the place. And then Kev was like, how you going to know what you did in what city? What city? What city? It was just like, and I was just like,
In one city.
I was out of here. I was like, yo, okay. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, man. Because if you let me, man, I'll be all over the place.
I know. That's so fun.
Wig.
I'd be wearing them wigs in the courts. They just be up there in England with the wigs on.
Never addressing it.
Yeah, just like, why you got the stupid wig on?
Why you got the toilet paper roll?
Order. Nah, I'm in the wigs.
Let's talk about the wigs first.
I can't take you seriously. My life is in your hands. You up there, and every time I look at the wig, it's in a different position. So you mean to tell me that this wig was everywhere?
Where were you the night?
Yeah, it's just moving around. So you mean to tell me that you weren't there Wednesday at 9 p.m.? Interesting. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I implore you to, like, man, the wig. I can't even focus on the case.
Set it. They used to really set it and forget it. That's where the expression came from.
They was just up there.
They forgot about it, and it's all
wig pieces.
wig pieces.
Wig pieces. Shout out to Thomas Jefferson and them, you know what I'm saying? George Washington and whatnot. They had the receding hairlines. Put the wig on.
I mean, why not?
Did George Washington have an accent?
I don't really know.
Was he born in England? Because it was so early in the game. I'm like, was he?
Yeah.
You know,
George Washington.
Yeah, I never thought about
I never
that
really thought
until
about
this very moment.
About that far back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was he born? What was his come up like?
My name's George Washington.
George Washington.
It's George Washington. Put me on the dollar.
Can I have some more?
Could I please?
George.
That's
I don't
it.
like his attitude on a dollar bill.
Just like acting all smug.
It's pompous.
Just a little bit.
He
It's
on
like
the weakest bill. That's the weakest bill
but
in the set.
in his head, he goes, "I'm number one."
I'm number one, but you know,
But it's also
Abe could
The
be
least
like, well,
amount of
I
money.
got 5 on it. Oh, 5. Yeah.
then Hamilton's like,
Hamilton's on the 100.
he's on the 10.
Oh, Benjamin.
Benjamin,
He didn't even have to be president,
I know.
and he got the 100.
He got electricity with that key,
Ooh,
and that kite,
he got the big
and he
100.
started stunting on everybody.
Oh my God, because everybody respects the 100.
Mm-hmm.
And it's never wrinkled.
Never.
I've never seen a wrinkled 100.
That is weird. That's one of those weird.
Always crisp.
Maybe because people are so proud that they have one. You know what I mean?
Always
There's no
fresh.
respect for Washington because
Nah,
it's all
it's
crumpled
crumpled
up,
up,
and
it's
you
written
throw
on.
those at people.
Peed on,
Mm-hmm.
wrinkled, torn.
Ugh,
But that 100,
taped up.
oh man, bandage. I've seen so many ripped
You've
ones.
seen a Band-Aid on one.
Man. But that 100,
Trying to get
man,
into the vending machine still, and it's like,
he doesn't even want to take it. Like,
yeah,
just throwing up the ones.
it's so gross.
Takes 100 every time.
Even if it says only 1, 5, and 10s
Right.
acceptable, it'll take that
It'll
100.
take the 100.
I did that once with my dad. Gave me a 20 for some reason
Uh-huh.
at some. We were at like a public play or something,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, go get a couple Cokes, and he meant at the concession stand.
Yeah.
And I went to the vending machine, and I dropped a 20 in the vending, and it ate it.
Oh.
It ate it for and this is back like in the 90s. So $20 in a vending machine
That's a lot,
for
bro.
1 50-cent Coke. I brought back 1 Coke and no change for my dad.
Oh.
And my dad's like, "What happened? What do you mean? $20?"
Oh.
I was like, "I'm so sorry. I just ate it."
That was a $20 Coke. You could at least got.
I know. I could have got nachos and different stuff at the cassette, but I was a fat, lazy kid who saw the freaking vending machines first.
Dang.
Yeah.
You should have got about 10 sodas.
I should have. It
Came
should have
back
kept
like
going.
this.
Yeah.
I got more.
I'm sorry, Dad.
Man, that's tough, man. I don't think I would have ever forgiven you as a father.
Probably not.
Been like, man, my dad's been different ever since the Coke.
Yeah.
You cocaine? Nah, it was a Coke, and I put the 20 in, and
Yeah.
no change, and I just gave him the Coke.
I still have flashbacks to this day.
Man, dog, that's tough.
You look like you could be, well, a couple things.
Mhm.
You look like you could definitely be a politician for sure.
Yeah.
But you also, what I think that you more are, you're kind of like a snake oil kind of salesman.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're selling something kind of shady with that
pissy
that
mattresses.
wig. Yeah.
I don't tell people there's piss in these mattresses.
Okay, so let's go with that.
Okay.
You're selling pissy mattresses, and I'm your customer.
Okay. Come
Okay.
on in, man.
But I'm also your brother-in-law, so I'm trying to get a deal. So we
Okay,
know each
so I
other.
know you.
You know me.
Oh, well, come
Okay.
on in, man. Hey, man, what's happening, man?
Hey, it's good to be here.
Yeah, you taking care of my sister, right?
I am yes.
Don't make me come for you.
No,
man.
she's made an honest man out
I
of me.
love that little girl, man. You better do right by her. You coming in here to get her a decent bed to sleep in?
I have been caring for Desiree
Okay, you better be holding it tight.
yes, I'm holding it tight.
All right.
Every single day since
Okay.
we had our holy matrimony together,
Okay.
and now I'd like to get a holy mattress-mony with
Oh,
you.
I'll see what you did there.
Yeah.
You came to the right place, man.
Okay.
Let's get you squared away, man.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Only the best for my baby sis.
All right,
All right, so, okay. You got back problems? You got any of that going on? How's your back?
Well, one of the doctors that I did see said I had a cicada, like something going on my back.
A cicada? Like
cicada?
The bugs that come out every 90 years?
Maybe it's not called a cicada. A sciatica?
Sciatica.
Oh, I thought it was a cicada, but sciatica.
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 I remember that because I dated a girl named Sciatica in junior high.
Okay.
Oh, she was a handful.
Was she?
Oh, let me tell you something, man. She was Sciatica Montgomery. Whew. Yeah. Sciatica.
Well, what was she like? Did you take her to, the movies or anything like that? Or was she more of like a fling kind of
We
relationship?
kind of used to just make out behind the Wiener Schnitzel. over there on 4th. And just get in the mischief. No smash. We was junior high.
Right.
We just making out heavy, experimenting, if you will.
Yes.
Man. And I ordered some chili fries and sent her on her way, man. Sciatica, man. You took me back with that one.
Well, I just thinking about getting the mattress, and then we were talking about my back, and one thing led to the next.
Here we go. So since you got a bad back,
I do have a bad back.
okay, we're gonna put you in this nice little. What you look, king, queen? What you looking for?
Well, like I said, I'm trying to do the best for your sister.
So we king.
We might as well go king.
Oh, you gotta go king. Okay.
Gotta go king.
So I call this mattress right here the King George. Okay, this is really good mattress, soft, firm and soft at the same time.
Firm, soft.
You understand that?
Is it like one of them sleep number beds?
Yeah, it's got all the numbers in there.
It's got all the numbers?
Yeah, you can program your little number in there. Maybe you look like about a 7.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the first time I've ever been called a 7 in my life.
Oh man, listen, man.
I usually get called a 3, if you know what I mean.
Oh, come on, man. You kidding me, man? You married to my sister, man. That boosted you up.
Well, she calls me a 3.
Oh, well, then there you go, man. Love is blind.
Yes, it is. And love is patient, love is kind.
Yep. And love is big blind.
And if you get a VHS, please rewind.
Love is Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder.
Yes.
And whoever else is blind out here in the streets.
Love is also the one-armed guy from Def Leppard.
Oh, he blind?
No, he's just missing an arm, but he still drums to the beat of his own heart.
Wait, the drummer is one-armed in Def Leppard?
Yes, sir.
I wonder what kind of mattress he's sleeping on. Because you got to ask a hard-hitting question, man. If you got one arm, that's a different mattress.
Well, yeah, because you're leaning and stuff a little bit different when you sleep.
Yep.
There's different
You're
pressure
laying
points.
different.
Your back is probably in a different kind of alignment zone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I wonder if he sleep on the armed side or the no arm side.
Well, I do think that he would probably be the best cuddler in the world. Because you know how you always fall asleep on one of them arms?
You know what? I ain't even think about that.
One-armed people know how to cuddle, I'll tell you that much. These are just thoughts that I have.
Because that good arm coming over the top, you ain't got one falling asleep dead on the bottom.
Right.
That's genius.
Exactly.
That might be the move right there. Get an arm removed, depending on who you sleeping with.
I mean, if your sister asks me of it, then I will do it for her.
You get an arm removed for
I will
my
get
baby
an arm
sister?
removed for your baby
You
sister.
know what, man? You a keeper, man.
Thank
you know
you.
what I'm saying? I
Thank
feel
you.
like you don't really have self-esteem, but you a keeper, man. You do right by that girl. But listen, back to the bed.
Right.
So, put you in at number 7.
Okay.
And this mattress right here has got a full keyboard.
It's got a keyboard on
Oh
it?
man, so when you're changing the numbers, man, you got the full clickety-clack going. So I got you programmed in for a 7 right here. Now don't get too close to the mattress, man. You look at it from a distance. You can come in with the quick touch just to feel what it's talking about, but just back up as soon as you touch it. Go on, get your hand wet on that. Well, not wet, but feels good, no?
If it does feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a water bed?
No, that's a dry bed.
Because I'm I don't want to say that your product is defective or anything, but it's sopping wet on my hand.
That's the magic to the mattress. It feels wet, but it's not really wet.
So is it kind of like that memory foam? Like did the previous owner like drool on it or something? Like and it held that memory?
What it is, see, moisture helps your body rest into itself. So these mattresses all come with the moisture embedded in the actual bed. So when you lay on it, when your back gets moist, that sciatica is gonna downplay itself because of the moisture, you see. And then you'll have a better back, better sleep, even though your back is wet.
So it's kind of like the rainforest cafes of beds.
Absolutely, it's kind of like a sauna, if you will. Remember when you used to pee yourself in the bed? Remember those days?
Remember it, I still do.
Oh yeah, you had that dream where you was peeing, and then you wake up and you really peed on yourself.
Right.
Yeah, I had those all the time, man.
Wait a second, did somebody pee on this?
No, what I was saying was, think about it in your mind. Take yourself back to when you used to pee on yourself in the bed. Remember how good the sleep was? and then you woke up warm, because the pee is a nice temperature. So when you on those little chilly nights where you peed yourself in the bed, it was warm. You was like, yes.
Yeah.
So you went back to sleep. Then when you woke up fully wet and late for school and pissy, that's when the shit hit the fan, if you will. But
Right.
these mattresses here, it's just a general wetness to make you feel more at ease. But,
Okay.
it may or may not be pee.
Well, it might be good if it's pee, because since I do still pee the bed and Desiree doesn't really know about it, maybe if I tell her that I got a discount on a good mattress that does have pee on it, then it'll hide the fact that I occasionally pee the bed.
Oh yeah, it's a great masking bed. So like if you actually pee yourself, it fits
This will
right
be
in.
the purchase for me?
Oh yeah, you want me to ring you up?
Yes, please.
No, let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, let's get the paperwork drawn up. Nadine, let's get the paperwork drawn up on this King George right here for my brother-in-law. Here's my brother-in-law. Yeah, that's my sister's husband. Right? Yeah. She could have did better, but here we are. It's all family. I'll see y'all at the next cookout, man. Don't you be late.
All right, sounds good.
And don't bring the potato salad this time, man. Last time it was
I
a
know.
little suspect.
I put some raisins and stuff.
Why'd you put the raisins
I
in
just
there,
did.
man?
I just.
We-
I thought it needed like a little kick.
No, not the raisin kick.
Okay.
Give it, some spices perhaps. But
Okay, I'll put some olives in there.
I mean, you don't really have to.
Jalapenos. I'll put some carrots in there. We'll call it a day.
Carrots, shredded carrots. All right, just leave it wrapped up. It might stay that way. Daddy, you got the paperwork? All right now.
You have I don't know what your process is for creating all the amazing animal videos that you do. Like how you pick the voice for all these different characters. Is it something that just like right away you have a feeling that you just kind of go with? Or do you kind of find it, like search for it a little bit? Or do you like, is it something that like innately, like you're like, this looks like this, so this is my interpretation right away?
I think that it's more so that, like,
Right.
when I see the video, I'm like, oh, this is what's happening. This is what's being said right here. So within that, I just come up with the voices, like if it's multiple animals or like stuff like that where I have to be multiple. Then it's all about finding the different tones and
Sure.
what's going on. So, but it's usually a pretty quick process, especially like now if there's a bunch of animals, then it could be a little bit tougher. I did this one voiceover of these dogs stripping this car down. They were tearing this car up. So it was about 7 dogs.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I got to come up with 7 different.
That's a lot of layering too.
Yeah. So it was like, but but I immediately had the thought of what was going on within the whole scene.
Sure.
Just looking at it. So it's usually a pretty quick process.
Do you ever do it with people?
Oh, voice over people?
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you ever do that with friends or anything, like in your head, like when
Oh,
see
you
them-
mean like in the moment, just like, yeah, this guy. Yeah. I do it mostly with strangers.
So let's say I'm gonna throw a hypothetical at you. You've never heard me talk before.
Right.
You don't know Jeremiah at all. But I am out doing my business, and I'm curious what voice right away you think I might sound like, and we might try that. So I'll lip sync that. I'll be going about my day and just doing stuff, and I kind of want to see if you voice over for Jeremiah what you think my voice might sound like if you've never heard me talk before, just off physical appearance.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Here we go. I'm working at a grocery store just to help you out.
Okay. How you doing today, man? Yeah. We got some great sales in the back. We got cherries on sale, $3.96 a pound. Yeah. Are you need to purchase a bag or are you good? Okay. Hell yeah, I'll get you squared away for sure. Yeah, got you. Hey, thanks for coming here, and we appreciate your business. Yeah, you have a good one. All right. Did you just steal money from the company? Skimming off the top.
I was wondering if you would catch that.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, he stole.
Like, well, he just steal
stole
money
money
after all that.
Come on,
the company
man.
that employed him. Let's get into this next segment. It's called Fanning Out.
Okay.
Fanning out. Questions from fans.
I reached out to people online, and they reached right back with different questions that they have for Tony Baker.
Okay.
And I want to share this with you. This was a funny thing that happened randomly over the pandemic. I spoke at my sister-in-law's school, like as a comic that, like at a high school that like the kids could ask questions to, basically.
Okay.
So I did like a Q&A, like that they had a. She's like, we're gonna have a real life stand-up comedian, you know, talk to the class today.
Right.
So they would raise their hands and ask me questions, and one of the kids, he raised his hand. And he goes, so I noticed Tony Baker follows you on Instagram, and he goes, so do you like know him or?
This is real?
It's real.
Wow.
And it was a trip for me. I was like, yeah, he's the homie. Like we've known each other for a long time.
Right.
And it was just really, it was a cool moment for me just to see somebody completely unaffiliated with comedy.
Right.
That was his question.
Yeah.
That's all he wanted to know.
That's crazy.
He could care less about my stand-up. He looked at my Instagram and was like, cool. But then he went to my follow list and then he's like, this guy knows Tony Baker. He's legit. And I was like, that's such a fun. I wanted to share that with you. It was a trip. I was like, yeah. And he's like, he got this smile and then he's like, he didn't want to like act like he's excited, but he's like, that's cool.
Yeah.
He's like, that's cool, man.
That's cool. That's
anyway,
cool.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Wow.
Jody Baby Boy asks on Instagram, what's Tony's personal top 5 rappers?
Ooh, I love this question. We talk about it all the time. There's a cricket in the studio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's good luck. Yeah, walking around.
They also make crazy noise.
Oh yeah.
We've had to like.
Oh, the security.
I have like a
them out
problem.
here?
Yeah, I have to scare them out because there's a problem sometimes. If I record too late at night, they're like,
oh, they ruining it. Well, he's in here.
He's in here. Okay, good to know.
About to rub them legs together. Top 5 rappers. Okay, this is easy for me because we talk about it all the time. Any order here's my 5. I always struggle with the 5th one, but here we go. Nas, Black Thought, Common, Andre 3000, and then the number 5 fluctuates. Sometimes it's Ghostface, sometimes it's, but I'm gonna go with Jay-Z.
That's good.
So that's the 5 for me. Like, and Jay-Z is in there just because of the catalog. You know what I mean? And like, he's been lyrically consistent.
Yeah.
And so, those other 4, I just be like, fangirling over those other 4. It's like, I'd just be, yes, them. And Jay-Z, it was like, because when Jay-Z and Nas were beefing, I sided with Nas. And I was just like, man, I like Nas better, And then when they squashed beef, I squashed it too.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm protective over
we're good.
Nas.
We're good.
You know what I mean? But I think that's the 5
Okay.
right there.
It's a strong starting 5.
Yeah. Who's yours, though? I know it was about the guess, but.
I mean, Eminem is one of my favorite.
Okay.
Dr. Dre, Snoop. I like that whole like Death Row crew.
Yeah.
I love Tech 9.
Okay.
Kansas City guy.
Kansas City
guy.
Yep.
Those would be my main, and then that 5th one would be a hard one for me too.
It's tough.
It's hard to exclude
Right.
a lot of people.
Yeah.
Somebody that I end up going back to more than I think that I originally would think. I really like T.I.
Okay.
And I know he's not on many people's lists, like as far as like maybe like greatest rappers, but like I end up going back to his music a lot. I know it's a weird choice.
No,
but
I think T.I. is actually underrated. because he's lyrically skilled.
He's very lyrically skilled.
And I feel like he's getting better lyrically with time.
Mm-hmm. Lil Wayne for me also. I love Lil Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So you like the South and the West?
I do.
Like.
Yeah, for sure.
You leaning that way.
Dirty South and West for sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Sir _ Ethnic. What do you remember about living in Grand Rapids, Michigan?
I don't remember anything. I was born in Grand Rapids, and then we immediately went back to Chicago. So I would just visit there when I was really young. Nothing really stood out. My grandmother was living there. We visited her. But I don't remember anything. And then when I went back in 2019, we had a show out there, and that's when I really was going around Grand Rapids, going to places, going to my grandmother's old house, and like, that's when I was really taking in Grand Rapids as a grown man. And that's when I felt like, man, this is where I went to my hospital where I was born, and that's when I was really like taking it in. Yeah. So Grand Rapids, though, it has like a low key vibe. It's definitely Midwest for sure. Mm-hmm. But it had like a small town vibe to it that I appreciated. And so I was like, man, this is where it all began for me, literally. But, she went back to Chicago so fast that all I remember was Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, it's a trip to go back to where you grew up. Like, it's just like, there's something like your brain is almost like we were here. Like, it's a weird fever dream kind of moment where you're like, because I went and walked around a couple years ago. I walked around where I went to grade school. Uh-huh. It was like on a weekend where it was just closed, and I just walked around, and I was like, I used to run these fields, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, and I was like, this is weird.
It is weird because you're like, was I really here? And then the size never feels like what you remember.
Never.
He's like, man, this is so small, and this is so. When I remember I was in Chicago and I was Snapchatting my little journey, and I went to the apartment we lived in when I was really young, like preschool, and the guys there let me in because I was in there. I got in the building, and then he was like, they came out for something. I was like, yo, I used to live in this apartment right here. He was like, yeah, come on in. And I looked in there, and in my head and my memories, the place felt so big,
giant.
But then when I went in there with them, I was like, man, this was little.
Oh yeah.
But in my brain, and plus I was a smaller individual then.
Oh yeah, literally perspective is completely. You're over 6 foot now.
Man, I was like,
you're a little kid, like just a few feet tall.
But I was amazed at how different it felt.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it was a dope feeling because I was like, man, this is where, the early stages of everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure you get this question asked a lot since you do animal VO, but D. Greggs asks, what's your favorite animal?
My favorite animal is a tiger. Good old tiger, man.
Yeah.
Those are my favorites. I've loved tigers since I was a kid.
Do you have tiger stuff around your house at all? Like any kind of like any kind of pictures or like any kind of art or anything like that?
I have a picture that I've yet to put up, that I have yet to frame. I think I think my ex-wife kept it, but it was a picture of a bunch of animals. It's like a bunch of animals walking towards us.
They're like on the prowl.
Yeah, so it's like tigers, lions, elephants, and they're just, it's one of those wide, pictures that you frame up. And I love that picture because everybody's included and they're just walking, towards us. Mm-hmm. And it's like the whole jungle's represented in that photo.
Yeah.
Not photo, but in that picture. But I don't have any tigers around the house. I got cats. Those are like, baby tigers, if you will.
Right.
Especially Dapper. He's got like a tiger gut. Right. You know how tigers, when you look at a tiger walk, they got that little pouch on the underneath.
Yep.
Dapper has that.
That underbelly.
Sure. Yeah, that underbelly. He be walking around. I'm like, look at you, underbelly.
I see you.
Yeah, tiger over here. He's a tuxedo cat, but I see the tiger in him.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Dasanism on Dasanism on Instagram. Can Tony Baker do voice impressions or play an instrument?
Ooh.
And so I guess the question is, since you do like a lot of character type voices, if you do like celebrity impressions or if you play any kind of instrument. I guess they're just curious about that.
Yeah, I wish I could play an instrument. I think about that all the time. I was like, man, I should have learned how to play something and stuck with it. And people all like, you still can? You're like, you right. But, you know, life gets in the way. But I wish, when we were young and you can pick stuff up quicker, I wish, they threw me in band or like something like that.
I'm trying to get better at piano all the time. And I'll tell you what, I started really like trying to learn it over the pandemic, and it's the dumbest I've felt in years. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Because it's something that you're like, I've been musically inclined, like with sax and other stuff growing up, but like it's just a different animal. Yeah. So like literally I'd be trying to like learn stuff and I'm like, wow, I feel dumb right now. Like, because your brain is like, every time like you feel your brain, like, I don't know if you remember like cramming for like tests back in the day or whatever.
My God.
When your brain starts to feel like it's breaking, that's when you're really learning stuff. Yeah. Because your brain is like trying to adapt, and that's what would happen with this. Is I'd get so frustrated. Yeah. But it was that feeling. But yeah.
That's amazing though.
But it's a humbling thing. Like to be like, I'm gonna learn this thing, and then like realize like, oh, I'm really bad.
Right.
Oh, it's a
and you got all these years of like stuff that you thought you knew or stuff that's just set in your brain. This is what this is, but it's really not.
It's the main reason why, if you've been a stand-up comedian a long time and you try to take an improv class, you push back on it. Yeah. It's way better to do improv early on in your stand-up career because you're still open to the idea of learning. Right. Rather than, when we go on tour and we do thousands of reps, we're like, I got it now. Yeah. You know what I mean? You have more of a sense. I would see comics come into improv like after they'd been doing stand-up 10 years and it doesn't work because they're resistant to it. They're like, no, I'm not gonna, no, I know what's funny. I'm not going to do that.
I got this.
Why'd I retool everything in my brain? Like, I have the stripes. I've earned them.
Then they start doing a set. Yeah. Like, all right, man. Just chill.
It's so different.
Start doing it. Hey, man, get off the stage. And then as far as me doing celebrity voices, I don't really feel confident in doing celebrity voices. So I'll just do like Ving Rhames because I feel like, because his voice is close to mine. Sure. So I feel comfortable doing like a Ving Rhames. Yeah. But anybody else is just like, because I may think I sound like them, but then they're like, who is that supposed to be? And then you lose confidence. It's like, you know what? Excuse me. I'm
going to see myself out.
Yeah. If I could just let me just hand me the gas pump. So I can.
One person just wanted to say, Short Waist said, OMG, I'm late to everything and recently discovered his VOs and they are everything.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Let's see. This last question I'll ask, Crimical Christ on on
names.
Instagram. I know they're wild handles. Wild handles.
It's tough.
It's hard to read these.
Yeah.
Ask about his favorite or best bits on All Def, like the Wise Janitor.
The Wise Janitor is definitely one of my favorite sketches that I've done at All Def. I would say the Wise Janitor. I had a lot of fun doing the corrupt pastor at the I forget the name of it. It's like a People's Court type of sketch. Those two are probably my favorite. I had a lot of fun doing Homeboys with Tahir. We shot about 4 episodes of that. So probably those right there are probably my favorite. Oh, and when we tried vegan food for the first time, that was fun. It's funny how I shredded vegan food then. Yeah. And now I'm practically vegan. But then it was just like I went to work in that video. I was just shredding it up. Plus it was cold and the food wasn't good. To my defense, food was mad cold. So it was just like it was born to fail. But it's just funny how now, fully 100% vegetarian, damn near vegan. So my perspective has changed. But those sketches, the janitor, the courtroom where I'm the crooked pastor, Homeboys, And also a couple episodes of Great Taste where we were debating who had the best chicken and who had the best biscuits. And it was another
That just sounds fun.
Oh man, and it was another episode we were doing. I forget what the topic was, but I went up there to defend my pick. And I was just like, I just realized you don't even know what nougat is. Nobody knows what nougat is.
Right.
It was like, you can hold my family hostage. What's nougat? I'm like, I don't know, kids. I'm sorry, kids. Man, done.
Yeah.
So yeah, those.
I did the only video I've ever gotten in trouble with my wife for was an all deaf video.
Really?
Where it was white guys kissing black girls for the first time.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And that video ended up going super viral.
Oh,
no.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah. So I've talked about it on some other podcasts, but you'll get a chuckle out of this briefly. I'll tell the short version of the story. So my angle before I even stepped foot on set, I was like, my character point of view is gonna be like, I'm all about it and I love it.
Yeah.
No matter if it's a horrible kiss, whatever.
Right.
That's gonna be my comedic angle. I'm the white guy that loves kissing a black girl.
Right.
The girl that they paired me up with happened to be a very pretty girl.
Of course.
And after I kissed her, I go, oh, let me get some seconds on that.
Oh.
So I went back for seconds.
Yeah.
And also another thing, I wasn't playing a character. They introduced him. I'm like, hi, I'm Jeremiah Watkins. Here's my handle.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a character separation enough because I've had to kiss girls on screen for like movies and like TV stuff.
Yeah.
But that's like a different world. And it just caused like, she's like, you kind of found a weird loophole and neglected that loophole. And so, we've obviously we joke about it now, but like it was like
in the moment she was pissed.
I mean, I handled it all wrong. I said after I was all happy after the shoot and stuff, like, hey, how's it going? And like I was too happy, you know what I mean? And I just said something that was really dumb. I said she was just like, how's the shoot? She knew it. I was like, oh, they paired me up with a beautiful black girl, so don't worry, I was in good hands. Oh. And I just was saying dumb stuff. Yeah. Like, I should have just handled it more professionally, but I just kept digging myself into a giant hole.
Come on, man.
I know, just stupidity, dude.
Oh,
stupidity.
man.
Sex talk. All right. Tony is going to share a story of a sexual encounter, and I'm going to follow him along with some sweet, sweet saxophone. And whenever you're ready, my friend, I will follow you along.
Okay. All right. Let's take it back to the beginning. You know what I'm saying? It was a hot, sweaty, wet July in the 90s. Lost my virginity after high school. And, just out here, making my way downtown, walking fast, faces passing them home by. Yeah. And so, I knew this girl, we had worked together. And, we were feeling one another, and I was no stranger to feeling girls and making out. I was the make out king. Making out tough. And then I would bail out. When it got too hot and heavy, I would bail out. Because I was scared to, take the final step of sex. So we made out a few times. And it was like, yo, man. Because she was older. She was like, we need to take it to the next level. So I was like, yeah, next level. I do next levels all the time. I didn't do next levels all the time. I lied. It was just me trying to save face. Cause remember when you were younger, man, you didn't want people to know you were the virgin. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was having sex when you were younger, even in first grade. They were like, yeah, man. I remember the first time I heard sex talk, it was in the second grade bathroom. And I was like, yeah, I got girlfriends all throughout the state. I was in second grade. I never even put my fingertips on another woman. Well, they weren't even women then. We was all kids. Cut back. So I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm ready for this next level. Let's get it. Whenever we can get a moment's peace to ourselves, let's get it. Cut 2. Mutual friend was having a party, a little get together in the summertime. Summertime fun. We're both there at the same time, and we giving each other the eye. Hey, let's duck into the bedroom. And, yeah. Move was right. Flow was right. Setup was right. Let's do this. We get in there. We start making out as usual. You know what I'm saying? Clothing was removed. Yeah, it was a good time. I didn't get fully nude, but you know, the bottoms was loose. Yeah, so we going at it, and then, you know, she gets on top. She gives me 2 solid rides up top, if you will. And I exploded. Two pumps in, two rides in. I'm done. I'm spent. And I'm like, you know, all that build up, the months of making out and talking mess, 2 pump chump. That was me. And the cold part is, here's the coldest part. She got pregnant. This was my debut. The 2 pump chump into pregnancy. Now this could be controversial, but she got an abortion. But this was my debut episode into sex. Disastrous. And I never got the revenge pumps. So to this day, to this girl, I am 2 pump chump. There it is.
There it is. There it is.
That was my debut, man.
2 pump chump.
2 pump chump out the gate, man. Horrible debut.
That's crazy.
Mm.
But crazy numbers in the sperm game.
Yeah. The sperm was working.
The sperm was working.
It was ready. It was like, we doing our job.
That was your debut.
Oh, God.
You went platinum right out the
Man.
right out the gate.
Out the gate, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that was an awesome story. Thank you for sharing that, man.
Yeah, of course, you know.
And bro, thank you so much for being here and doing the pod, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
Of course. I love you, man. And yeah, I'm glad that we finally were able to do this.
Yes. It's been a minute. We've been trying to get it going, man, but we did it. We did it.
We did it.
We did it.
We did it.
Yes.
All right, brother. I'll see you around.
All right, bro.
Thank you.
Yep.